Hello, welcome back to another episode of Soul Walks in the Forest. Soul Walks, Soul Talks with the Tories, the Taurus fields. Ooh. Today I want to talk to you guys about not knowing. The power of not knowing. Ooh, let's get into that. Not knowing. See, not knowing really is you just being fucking honest, right? You don't know. You don't know what this is, where you came from, where you are. You've no idea. How can you? And trying to know, as beautiful as it is, and it is beautiful having beliefs and belief systems, because that's all a belief system is, really. It's an attempt to know, it's an attempt that the mind is having at knowing what reality is. Labels, things, objects. This tree. Look at those trees. What do I know about those, really? Aside from the labels that I give them, that my mind gives them. Wow, that one's a bit skinnier than that one, and that one it's got a nice little branch sticking out that looks like a hand. This one's got a big trunk, really tall one next to a skinny one, and look at those two. Maybe they're father and son. You see, they're just I'm making stuff up. I don't know what tree is, really. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what this is. I don't know what this experience is, and you don't either. That's why beliefs change. That's why our perception of self on a personal level changes. You realize this if you do a lot of therapy. You get to a point when you stop believing certain things about yourself, and you heal, and you change, you integrate something, and you become something else. You start to realize that which you were, that which you are becoming, you are not. Essentially, essential is your essence, right? What's your essence never changes. Your essence is forever the same, but everything else changes. Everything is vibrating. You want to look at the physics of it or whatever. But even that, I mean, do we really know that to be true? Really? So what do we know? What is knowing? I guess knowing that you know nothing is a good start. It's a solid start. And what can you know? Really? Well, there is something, but it's not really a thing. You know that you are. You can say that much. Don't really know anything else. Everything else is concepts, isn't it? It's ideas that the mind dreams up. Words. So what can you say for sure about reality, about yourself? You can just say, I am. That I am is pointing to the fact that you are, you exist. I can definitely say that. I don't know where I came from. I don't know how anything works, what this body is, where I am, if I am anywhere. But I can say that I am. I exist. I am. And that is the only thing I know. All that I know is I am. That's the truth. And there's a lot of acceptance that comes with that, because obviously the mind has got a lot of ideas about what it currently thinks is real and is reality. But strip all that away, and that's what spirituality is about, I guess. It is stripping away of that which isn't real, and taking a look at what you know to be true, 100%. Yeah, I can be 90% sure I am in a body, but then I say that and I'm like, well, what's my experience of that? What's my experience of body? If you've sat and meditated before, like, you get into deep states of meditation, you just deep sleep, for example, you know. Where's the body? Dunno, it's gone. Where is it? What's anything really? And strangely enough, that realization that you know nothing there's a lot of peace that comes with it. A lot of peace. Eventually. It's scary for the mind at first, because there's all the mind it needs to know. Because that's what it does. That's how we kind of operate, experience, and the mind has the ability to dissect, doesn't it? That's what it does. That's why it's the devil, the diablo. The die is the two. That's what it does. With the scissors, chop, chops up reality. Says this is different from that. Yeah, distinguishes, dissect. That's what the mind does. Does it very well. But when it comes down to it, because that's the thing, we get stuck in the mind's ways of duality, and that's what suffering is, right? You get so far into what the mind is saying about reality, you suffer, and that suffering is alarm bells going off, saying, "Oh, this is not strictly true." You're free to believe it. You're free to believe anything you want. You can go down any little rabbit hole the mind thinks of, comes up with. You can follow it straight down that rabbit hole, for sure. But it doesn't mean what you're being shown in that rabbit hole is true. What's true is always true. I think we could probably agree on that much. What's true is always true. So, in your experience right now, what is true? It's that which always is. What is always in your experience? What is always true? Well, the thoughts change, for sure. The perceptions, they change. The feelings, they definitely change. So that which changes can't be true in the absolute sense. What doesn't change is the sense of I am. Sense of this is what I am. I don't know what that is. I won't leap that far and say, and I know what this is, but I know that I am. I know that. So you can say all you really know is I am. All you are ever knowing is I am. So you can extrapolate that out as well and say, well, if all I know is I am, which is true, okay, everything else is changing. All I know truly is I am. Then this, what can I say about this? I am knowing I am. I am knowing I am. I mean, even that's too much to say, but you get my point. I am. And maybe, if the tree could talk, what would it say about itself? Yeah, there it is. What would that say? Say the same thing me and you would say. No? Ultimately, I am. Yeah. Everything else would be an absolute dream. I am the most handsome tree in this forest. I have fantastic bark. Yeah, ideas, you know, ideas. I've got a great position in this little forest. I can see out over the fields. Look at that. I see all the cows coming and going and mooing, toing and froing. What would the cows say if they could communicate? What could they say about themselves that's true? Same thing as us. I am. So, you're only ever experiencing yourself. And that's the truth of it. That's true on every level. However you want to dream that up with your mind, you're only ever experiencing yourself. You're only ever experiencing your beliefs. We can see that in the law of attraction, law of reflection, however you want to see it. It reflects back to us. Because we only ever experience ourselves. We only ever experience I am. Because that's all there is. That's why they say it's one, you know, it's one consciousness. I am that. That's how, like the quantum field and whatnot. I don't know if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff. But how you can have someone pray on this side of the world, go to the other side, and the prayer's affected someone else. Like, how does that work? Ah, it's because it's all energy. And there's one I am. There's one consciousness. That's how it all interacts. Because it's all one. Om Shanti. Om Bloody Shanti. So, yeah. Not knowing. That's the beauty of not knowing. You could say, when you open the door to not knowing, be open to not knowing, open that door of not knowing, you step into a deeper knowing. But it's not a conceptual knowing. It's not like ain't gonna win you any prizes unless you consider, like, you know, deep peace a prize, which ultimately I guess is all the mind ever looks for, isn't it? It's just looking outside of itself, trying to find that peace that it already essentially is a product of. Yeah, give it a go. Try to not know. Next time your mind chats some bullshit, just consider not knowing.